New edition of Supply Chain Movement. Let's have a look. My blog about the 80-20 rule of AI. It's not all magic. Well, how to apply AI in supply chain planning, a great event earlier this year. How small and mid-sized companies are falling behind on AI and digitalization, especially in logistics. Winner of last quarter, Sparkle, a Dutch startup raising money, and Nestle, a huge shipment gone missing, hijacked. So, in the cover story, Bjoern Kirchner, responsible for the global supply chain of Henkel adhesives. Interesting to read what he's doing. Basically, also a lot of sales and operations planning done. The cycles are done perfectly. Although they haven't a portfolio of software to manage that still, they are still looking into it. But now they also want to look at the process of supply chain execution. Interesting stuff from the top. Management article, application of AI in sales and operations planning. So far, only pilots, and basically, also input from Gartner and some companies applying AI already. You need guardrails to train AI agents, and you have to have humans in the loop. 80-20, 80% automatic and 20% done by humans, still checking and selecting. My analysis of the IT software map. So still a lot of growth in supply chain software implementations, despite the market uncertainty about the economy. So here's the IT software map, here's the poster size, a lot of work. So a lot of new players, also mergers, acquisitions and so forth and so on. But it's still going on. AI and the impact on supply chain planning, based on a huge survey by the Boston Consulting Group. Too much to go through here. Interesting article by Oliver White, Bill Investors of Oliver White, also explaining that S&OP AI agents is only doing recommendations. Still the people who have to decide on certain recommendations. Roadmap about supply chain as a growth engine. So supply chain is not just about cost. It's about the facilitation of growth in business. So what does it mean? What are the obstacles? What should you do? Interesting blog about, also AI, but basically what are the non-negotiables in the relationship with suppliers and customers and how to apply that. It's still going back in time and still a lot of learning from the past. This is an article about our S&OP demo day earlier this year. We had several software vendors, sales and operations planning software vendors, Oasis, John Gold, iPlan, Horizon Solution and Slimstock. In one afternoon they gave demos of their software. It's quite interesting to see companies actually looking for this kind of software, what they're asking for, what do they know, and a lot of good feedback that they saw a lot of stuff in one afternoon. A checklist about inventory strategy, working capital, more and more important, how to deal with that. It's beyond just inventory management. You have to have a strategy based on your business strategy. And finally, an article, an interview with Gijs Vissers. He's responsible for supply chain and procurement at Nordic pharmaceutical company. A lot of S&OP process improvement, still using a lot of Excel, but it's still workable with only 5 stock keeping units. So there's no high need to automate it themselves. Oh yeah, and we had an interview with Steven Belleghem. He was the keynote speaker at our Innovate supply chain event 2 weeks ago. Great presentation he did, and also great interview. You should be a hunter for disruptions of friction with your customer to improve your customer service and your supply chain. Oh, and still a blog from Jan van Zo, professor in Tilburg. So about the turmoil in the world, but also where can you learn from the past, and also is AI helping you out, looking at your suppliers and raw materials upstream, Yes, it can help, but how? Interesting blog. Alright, up to the next.